A question. A question which has greatly disturbed me. This is Trevor James, Constable, writing. A question which has greatly disturbed me concerns the rumors of an underground race on this planet. I would appreciate any information you can give me. What about D-Rose, and what about what's going on? And this has some bearing on the contacts at South America, so you spooks and agents take note and bump up the talk here and send it along. Quote, answer. At the core of your planet there dwells a greatly degenerated race, an astral race, I mean not physical, which is degenerate not so much in science, but in every moral respect, as you know and understand it. They are capable of space flight within the astral regions around the Earth, but are earthbound. They are the forces of Uranus, whom you call Satan. They emerge at the South Pole. On your surface, they have allies who are without mercy and without morals. I give you this information that you may be aware of their existence. I enjoin you to forever close any researches into this astral activity in the interests of your own safety. Be on your guard always. Be careful and vigilant. So the kind of serious rejoinder, the kind of serious counsel given here at the end of this passage, similar to Ra, basically suggesting very subtly, but I felt quite firmly to Dawn in the context. Don't keep persisting in exploring Orion and the negatives. It's good to know, and Ra actually gave them Dawn a lot of information. But if you go on and on and on, you will attract their contact. You will attract them, and so the longer you peer into the depths of evil, the more that evil will come to influence you. It's very common, and so one should be careful. And so do whatever you want, but it's a law of nature that the more you energy follows thought, and so if the thought and attention is directed towards the research, study, deep knowing of evil and negativity, negative beings, it will increasingly influence you. Period. That's a law. And so if you want love, focus on love. But if you focus on evil, it will more and more affect you. The question is, why are you doing it? And so this is a warning. But the point here is that it's sometimes called D-Rose, D-E-R-O, de-evolved. So yes, indeed, and there was something called the Shaver Mysteries, which was discredited, and is it true, is it not true? But at least the answer here, which people can consider, is that under the planet, in the subterranean portion of the planet that Ra had also talked about, yes, there is a degenerated beings. Maybe they're Maldek, but they're astral. They're not physical. However, they're in the astral regions under the Earth, like hell. But they're capable of space flight, but astral space flight, the meaning invisible to us. But sometimes they become visible. Their astral craft coming from the center of the Earth sometimes become visible, and sometimes not, or usually not. But they come from the South Pole. They have allies on the surface. I wonder who. Could they be Satanists and Nazis and New World Order Illuminists? Probably so. They have allies who are without mercy and without morals, obviously. Be on your guard, be careful, vigilant, and don't fall into fascination with evil. And so the point that Trevor makes here is that he says, after here then was the beginning of the real explanation of the hostile spacecraft. The higher forces, the true interplanetary forces, are etheric, the hostile ones astral, and of this Earth. Wrong. Sorry. One point is not the whole of a matter. And you see, again, there's something wrong with human mind. Just because this is true doesn't mean that this being true is the only true. this true, it's like I say the sun rose here in Taiwan, and then somebody says, no, I'm in Fiji. The sun rose here in Fiji. And I said, no, it rose in Taiwan. They say, no, it rose in Fiji. Well, how about it rose in both places? Oh. And so to say that the hostile ones are astral and of this earth only because that's part of what's said is wrong in a view of higher dimensional negative beings of Orion, fourth density, fifth density negative entities, meaning there is a negative path. There is a surface to self path. So some of the hostile ones are astral of this earth. Others are higher dimensional, not of this earth. Can we consider that? So people should not latch onto one datum, one idea that may be true, and consider that that's the only truth. There are many, many truths. Truth is very, very complicated.